welcome to Health Hits Experience.
The anger is sort of what keeps me going.
This is how change works. Small things all gathered together.
Make sure that the rest of the group knows.
So I need to know that you have my back on this.
Hello, and welcome to Health Hits Experience. I'm your Dungeon Master, Brittany Lee. Except I'm not. I'm Brad. I'm Brad Baranski. I am going to be your Dungeon Master for tonight and next week as well. And I'm surrounded by some new adventurers and returning adventurers. And, well, yeah, some returning adventurers.
Kind of. I've never played on stream before.
No.
Not this stream.
Not this stream.
Nope.
So here we are. We're going to be taking a trip into a different facet of the world. But before we do, before we jump into that, let's go around the table and start and introduce ourselves. Starting with.
Sorry, I'm. There's technical problems that I am attempting to fix.
It's the space werewolves.
It's the space werewolves again. That's usually how it goes. Hi, it's me. I'm Brittany Lee, and if you want to find any of my things, you can go to linktr.ee/BrittanyLeeFilm, LEA. And I do things, and I'm here now. So it'll be good.
Yeah, well. And I'm Nina. I do art, and I wrote a book, and you can find all of that at Nina Wolverina on Twitter or Instagram. I am equally active both places, which is great because Twitter is falling apart. So yeah, if you want to see art, that's where it'll be.
No specific reason.
No, we don't
Say that name.
My wife just finished your book and she loved it.
Yeah,
She loved it.
I actually do know
like the
that
book.
because she was texting me the whole time.
I definitely know how to read.
It's the first book I've finished since college, and worth it.
Okay, all right.
I was gonna
okay.
say I haven't read a book since high school, but with yours, I'm considering it.
Do I have to write a summer book
You will
report?
finish it. You will finish it.
Oh, I have no doubt that I will. Hello, I am Lindsey. I work as the social media manager for Health Hits Experience, so I don't really have an online presence,
Yet.
but I also like art. Okay, yet.
Yes.
Yet.
And also, that's not true. Your online presence is our online presence.
That's true. That is true.
I just need to be very clear. If you've seen a cool tweet or Instagram post, it's Lindsey. In fact, you could make an Instagram post right now.
That is very true. I could. I'll just pull it up right now. Get a shot of us right
I
here.
would love to
say,
be in
like,
a behind
live
the
on
scenes
stream.
photo.
Live on stream.
There we are.
I am Taylor. I don't really have any public social media, but you might know me as Moderator Lemon.
Yay!
Mom is not in the chat. Everyone drop exclamation point Schmel.
Riley's in the chat.
You're not wrong.
Don't make Riley's job harder.
Well, I made that command. It's not going to do anything terrible, right?
That's us.
That's everybody. And
that is
I, once again, am Brad Baranski. I, just like last time, I still have no social media presence.
It's just me. This is the side of the table with the socials.
Pay
That's all
attention to
right.
them.
Yeah.
They've got good
With the-
stuff.
We don't need it.
With the exception of a Discord handle, but let's not worry about that.
We don't need that.
If you want to waste time looking for me anywhere, go ahead and go to ehca.org and spend some time learning about that organization. It's amazing people doing amazing work. Whew. All right, guys, that's out of the way. But so, with that said, we're going to dive right in because we only have a short amount of time to get to know 4 new characters. And for now, we're going to step away from the Aether Bastards and the sticky pickle they currently find themselves in.
Yes.
Big ups to Delilah, no gods, no masters. Bra, bra, bra. We're going to zoom out, as it were, and look at a different time. One would say that maybe it's a simpler time when nobody even knew what the hell a Zalarian was.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We are going pre-Zalarian Empire. We are going about 200 years into the past.
Actually, I think it's
And-
225.
Oh, wow.
We doing unactualies?
No.
I thought it was
That's the last one. That's the last one.
Please,
Is it
please.
though?
It will be unless you make me bust it out.
Just call her Britty Mansplain.
Listen, I would love an opportunity to mansplain. Brady's playing?
Britty Spot.
Jim Jams?
For the moment.
I like Jim Jams.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a little background while we're talking, because we're in the space 60s.
Yeah.
So there's no Zalarians. They haven't attacked yet. So instead, the current ruling body, if you could call it that, is the DFC. They're the Dortian Federation of the Cosmos. Unlike the Zalarians we are familiar with, the DFC is actually benevolent, if fairly hands-off. You know, kind of keeping it casual as much as
Nice low-key.
large spacefaring
Yeah.
empires do. And during this chill time, there were leaps in technology, right? Such as the creation of the first rudimentary auras, right? The Dortians instituted the first ID kind of systems, which is the first types of auras. So much so, in fact, that right around these times and in this era, that pirates decided that there was enough to go around, and they started forming little the pirates themselves started forming consortiums of their own. This is about the time when the undermarket was formed, right? Everyone started getting along because there was so much to go around. So, we're setting the stage. And I could really keep talking for quite a while, but you're not here. You're not watching to just watch me talk. In fact, you had no idea I was sitting here.
Surprise.
So, what we're gonna do, again, is we're going to, that's a little too chill for where we're going.
Oh.
So, we find ourselves traveling, well, that's a little too tense, honestly. That's just a little too tense. We're gonna just leave that off for a moment. So we find ourselves traveling to a small asteroid tucked out of the way, on the out of view of any pirate or DFC patrols. There's a lab built into the rock and the ice of the asteroid. And until very recently, the asteroid was home to 2 individuals, and then 1 individual, and then 3 individuals. Bwick.
Mm-hmm.
You open your eyes and are assaulted with light. Mm-hmm. The astringent smell of antiseptic growth bath pervades absolutely everything. Would you give me an insight roll, please?
Yes.
First roll of the game.
First rule of the game. 17.
First roll of the game. Of course, the protocol is activated. Obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
The light begins, your eyes begin adjusting, and your eyes begin adjusting, and you look left. Zrab, would you describe your character, please?
Yeah, Zrab is a owl-like creature, sharp angles, humanoid-shaped, tall-ish for an owl-like creature. Not owl-like in the sense that it's a literal owl walking around, but owl-like in that they have big eyes and a sharp nose, and their fur, feathers, hair, whatever it is that covers most of their body, honestly, is fluffy, though it sticks up at sharp angles with Zrab specifically.
Excellent, thank you very much. And Zrab, you're looking to your right. What does Zrab see, Bwick?
a mirror image, except for instead of fluffy or sort of angular fluff, just tufts of fluff everywhere. Just really like if it was like a soft pillow that had exploded and then settled down, but looks exactly the same, every other feature, down to like a little bit of a feather that peeks out by a cheek and a change in the color by the ears, like exactly the same.
Well, by now it is that you both recognize that the protocol has been activated. Why don't you talk about and maybe why do you look alike?
We're clones.
We're the same.
We're the same. We're clones.
We're
of the
clones.
Same person.
So these clones are looking at each other, and standing there next to them as the shielding of the growth pod egg, as it were.
Egg.
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 Egg in the chat. Is another beautiful bird-like individual. They are about 5 foot tall. They are standing there. They're outlandish orange and yellow plumage, and you, at the same time, this individual looks familiar, as though they should be familiar to you. You don't know who this is. You just simply don't know who this is. And they are standing there in their lab coat in the lab as the growth bath out of the egg is receding.
Egg.
And they are standing there holding what seems to be a handkerchief and taking deep breaths, looking at the both of you. And then they go, well, not him.
He like checks their arms and touches just to make sure everything is where it ought to be. Don't think so.
And you?
Like does a spin. No?
He told me that the process wouldn't be complete, but I ran it anyway. Well, I guess this would all be yours, perhaps.
Why? Just 'cause it was his?
Well, it's not mine.
Ain't mine any more than it is yours.
You are genetically him. Both of you are. You are genetically him. This is all yours. Take it or leave it. I will be leaving it. I suggest if you don't want it, you do the same. And with that, they stand up tall and go, that was a foolish endeavor. And they sweep from the room, weeping silently.
Okay, it was
What a
actually
way
sad.
to enter the world.
Brad, for a comedy show? It's not been a comedy for a minute.
You told me personally that we're transitioning to drama.
Well, listen, it's a little of both. It's a
It's
little
both.
of
Well,
both.
of course, it's both.
Egg.
Egg.
There you go. There's your comedy show.
There's our comedy show. Stick the chat on him.
Zrab steps out of the egg and kind of starts looking around at the equipment in this part of the lab. He's like, well, guess if I can take some, and he just starts grabbing shit.
So immediately surrounding you in the lab is a, apologies. Immediately surrounding you in the lab is just like lab stuff. Like there are tables, like examination tables that are adjustable. They go up and down, obviously. There's a lot of tables covered in instruments, like beakers, like chemistry kind of things, but future stuff.
Right. When in the future, yeah.
I mean,
of course.
But also you're kind of in a little bit of a mad scientist asteroid lab, so add in quasi sinister motif to that.
Of course.
But immediately surrounding you is just kind of like labby, sciencey stuff. and you are both like bucka naked. So
We're covered in
fresh out the egg.
Amniotic fluid.
Amniotic as
gross.
F. You know what I mean? But either way, so immediately when you come out, like your first instinct, like again, there's just like, you do find some tools with like a spread of like surgical tools immediately, and obviously first instinct, knife. You know, like going for that, you know. But and
Rab might be.
right. So what's
right.
Wick doing when what's Brick doing?
Wick steps out of the egg pod, finds a spinny chair with a lab coat on the back of it, starts to kind of like rip it up and make like a cool like shirt situation, pants situation.
Tearing the sleeves
Yeah,
off.
making it look cool, and then sits in the chair like, all right.
Just immediately styles.
Yeah,
just,
styles
just
and chill,
immediately
and
styles.
watching Zrab like, okay, all right.
When as he goes grabbing stuff, he seems to be more drawn to like chemical stuff than the surgical aspect of things. But he does scoop up some of that as well, and then he eventually turns to Bwick and he's like, "Just gonna sit there?
You're doing all the work.
So you're coming with me?
Yeah, I'll come with you.
You don't have. I want to get out of here. You won't. Just coming because you can.
Someone's gonna keep an eye on you. You grabbed a knife first thing. I'm a little concerned.
I just figure it might come in handy.
Sure.
I figured there's nothing for us here if the professor is dead, and whoever that was ain't sticking around. I figured there's nothing for us here. We might as well get out, and who knows what's out there. So I grabbed a knife. You're following me.
Yeah, you wanna blow it up?
The lab.
Yeah, why not?
This is the first thing that's like brought him pause. He's taken everything in stride up until this moment. He's
Egg.
like,
For all 5
egg,
Knife.
knife.
Got it.
Priorities straight.
Priorities, we're good. We're good. Food, nourishment, clothing, no. Egg, knife. Right, okay, so we're there, and then...
Wick's like, I'm not naked, and I'm ready to go.
We have our priorities.
We have our priorities.
He pauses, he leans back, he seems to suddenly notice that he's not wearing clothes. And he's like, okay, all right, we need to form a plan. And that plan should definitely include blowing up the lab. I need a shirt.
Okay. Like reaches under and grabs like a box of like weird scrap stuff. It's like, you want this?
Yeah, sure. He'll like dig through it. Not really very long. Just kind of pull something out and toss it on. And then he's like, all right, shirt, knife, pants. Oh, I forgot the pants 1 minute. Pants! Damn it. Puts pants on. Returns to the situation. All right, do we need anything else?
Well, I mean, some kind of ship, I assume, but
Right.
yeah, but we gotta get out to.
Right, okay.
Unless we're trying to fly the lab. Now, if we fly the lab, we could like blow it up and like underneath the foundation and make it into our spaceship.
Like use it to propel ourselves
Yeah, all the way up.
off of it. So if we plant explosives under the...
Yeah.
Could you both give me a perception roll, please? Could you both give me a perception roll, please?
Oh, that's a 10.
Oh, no. Perception, that is a 13.
Okay.
At least we're somewhat
So
similar.
first and foremost, what happens is you feel a small, as a shuttle leaves, as it leaves the asteroid. Secondly, as you're both discussing flying the lab through space.
Look at being an asshole, by the way.
Right, I got you. But as you're describing flying the lab, and like you're looking around. There's no controls in the lab.
No.
Unfortunate as it is, there's
Look,
no...
it's being an asshole.
Yeah.
100%. It's like chemicals, we could fly it.
Yeah.
If we mix this, we're going.
Functionally, if we get this going, we're flying.
Yeah.
Because we are moving in a direction.
I will say, so I think the intention is Wick being an asshole to try to like pull Zrab down from this like,
Right.
we gotta fucking go.
Yeah, no,
From
as you're
egg,
like,
knife.
Right.
as you're saying, saying this, and
Gotcha,
it's like
gotcha.
it's all of this, and it's slowly dawning on Zrab how ridiculous what you're suggesting is. And he finally stops and he's like, "You're fucking with me."
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
All right, smart guy. Shuttle.
Yeah, it left. Did you not hear it?
There's like got to be more than one. There were 2 people living on.
That's true. Well, I mean, I'm hoping so.
Well, better check.
Okay, well, now your plan needs to come into action. I was just gonna wing it, but it seems like you've got a system.
No, I don't.
Oh, great.
We're the same person. If you think that I've got a system.
I was hoping that maybe through some kind of like chemical reaction, we would be 2 different people. But if we're the same person, this is gonna cause issues, I think.
Well, it seems like, at least on the plan front, I'm still crossing fingers for other things. We're clearly different, though, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there, and I'm standing here.
Oh, I mean, I think if we were like moving in sync, that would be like a robotic issue.
But we went basically the opposite directions.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. There's 2. That doesn't make sense for 2.
No.
You would want to just clone 1, right?
Right. So
what happened? Like turns to see if they can find something in the lab that like might be a report or something that like would give that answer.
Investigation, please.
Yeah, of course.
Investigation, please.
21.
21.
Oh.
You don't find anything in the lab. You don't find anything in the lab. But the lab is not the only place on this asteroid.
Sure.
So, in your investigation as you're moving through, you find a study. And in that study, you do find a wardrobe full of clothes.
Dang it, I messed up a lab coat for this.
That
This is not worth it.
that seemed to be better than a ripped lab coat or scraps.
Yeah, booty shirts, shorts.
Booty shorts fashioned from a lab coat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my god. Burn some booty shorts.
Yeah. Oh, that's still happening. If there's booty shorts in the closet, he's putting them on.
Roll for booty shorts.
Roll for booty shorts.
Please.
Oh,
Oh, 7.
yes.
The lower number is better. There are booty shorts.
Yeah!
the booty shorts say peer reviewed.
Yes! Oh my god.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yes, so there's a wardrobe with this whoever this gentleman is. So through your investigations, you find that his name was Dr. Zrabwick. Was there more? There was yes, Dr. Zrabwick.
Yes. Yes.
He was very eclectic, but what you can basically come across is that he was looking to extend his life through genetic manipulation. As far as why 2? Hubris. Strictly hubris. As most mad scientists who set up their life in asteroids on the edge of known space usually do, hubris gets the best of most people. Well, in those situations anyway.
Yeah.
But mostly it was he decided to try to play with it a little bit and see if there was differences. In fact, while his tastes were so eclectic, you actually both kind of embody the extremes of his tastes, as you find, because in the study you find an axe on the wall right alongside with a very finely made lute. One would make.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like pulls it down off the wall, like,
Ugh. Anyway,
Are we the same person or not? What is this?
this is a really good question that I'm struggling with because the logic seems to be the same, but the interests seem to be slightly different.
are we two-dimensional? Like, is it like the split of a person who has like multiple interests and like is multifaceted and multi-talented is then reduced down to a singular interest and goal?
Well, I don't have no interest in the loot.
Okay,
Just
so
clearly not
so
as much as
not
you,
as
so-
it's a spectrum,
Perhaps.
Perhaps. I wonder if there's differences in our body types.
Well, I don't know what I look like. Is there a mirror around here?
Is there a mirror?
This man was very vain.
Yes.
He was extremely vain. There is, in fact, there is in the study you find a portrait, a very large portrait, about the size of this wall, of him, which looks roughly like you two, but in a distinguished like almost military uniform, but like not military, but like a really nice suit, but it was
Clean cut.
tailored military.
Yeah.
And he's got like a swoopy pompadour with like a gray streak right back through it, and he's just standing there holding like a cup, looking distinguished.
Distinguished.
Yeah.
But
and
but
plus many mirrors.
mirrors,
So
yeah.
that's why you asked. Yes, there's so many mirrors.
So many
The
mirrors.
portrait's really cool.
I just got really into that portrait.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
So you're looking in the mirror, I'm looking at the portrait like,
I'm like checking this out. I'm like, well, I seem to be mostly the same, but
do I have like maybe a streak?
do we have the gray streaks? This is something that I would leave up to you.
Sure.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
both
so-
share that. That is one distinguishing feature that you both share as clones.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got it and you got it.
Oh,
You got it.
Cool story thing, guys. Yeah.
Yours is like 2
Improv.
millimeters to the right,
And yours seems to be 2 millimeters
to the left. Interesting. I
Interesting.
wonder if it's like a split cell situation.
Like a
But then that would
twins. I don't
but
remember
would
if it's
it-
fraternal or
would-
paternal.
Would that make us twins or are we still clones?
We're definitely still clones.
I
Well-
wonder if there's a derivation. Wow, words are gone. I've lost my words in my body.
all right, I know what
I'm
you mean.
having a stroke.
I know what you mean. You better not be having a stroke.
Well, I wonder if our lifespans are shorter because I'm having a stroke right now.
So, you also find a shuttle.
Great. Because we're going to be here all day.
You also find a shuttle and
In the study?
No, right off the study.
Okay.
Okay.
Right off the study.
Like open the armoire, like, oh.
whoa, is that a way out? Like, yeah, that's exactly.
Like a bad
that's exa-
90s movie. Like,
Like the door hidden behind the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Exactly.
wardrobe shuttle. Fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, yeah. What bookshelf? But yeah, so after you guys, after you two, basically kind of just change your clothes, figure it out, kind of as you're discussing philosophy and the dichotomy of self. You
Now, if I think the same thing you think, does that mean that our thoughts are the same thoughts, or are they original thoughts, or is it that we're having it at the same time?
yeah,
or
that happens while you're walking onto the shuttle.
yeah, absolutely.
That happens.
absolutely.
That exactly happens as you're walking onto the
And
shuttle.
I think Wick is the one constantly asking the questions, and I was like,
And Travis just progressively, their face is just getting more and more distraught by all of
Please
these
shut
questions. Yeah.
I
am
wonder
begging you
now,
as
if we're two
Yes,
different people.
And we're so thank you. And then and then we pan out as the shuttle lifts off and jettisons itself from the asteroid. Now, does it blow up?
The lab.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do we do that?
Egg knife boom.
Egg, knife,
Okay.
I
boom.
rolled-
Roll for both of you. Roll
Well,
for boom.
I was rolling to see if I had even accidentally knocked a thing over on purpose kind of deal.
like
Been,
a drive off while it's burning
yeah,
kind of thing, and
kinda
don't
deal,
look
like-
back.
Yeah, right. I rolled a
Anything with
13. I
explosion?
don't know if that's really
What'd you roll?
An 11. So I think we're both meh on the blowing.
We
it
thought
up
about
concept.
it. We thought about it. We both
I'm
looked
gonna
at a
say
thing.
because you got so deep in the weeds of who is who, you just forgot.
Yeah.
You got. You found an axe. You found some good gear, and you're like, all right, let's get on the shuttle, and talked about, self.
Yeah, it's
So,
Too late
but-
to turn around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we realized like a few.
There's
of
an
ways
autopilot.
off.
Like
Yeah.
we're like, oh,
fuck.
I
Yeah.
don't know how to turn this off.
And then you lift off and you fly away. And we're going to leave the clone twin. We're going to leave Zrab and Bwick.
No.
Twins?
We're going to leave Zrab and Bwick for the time being. And we're going to come back to them in a short while. But first, we're gonna cut away from them and meet somebody else. Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda. We travel now to a relatively small yet very high-end and discreet medical facility called the Panacea Ward. Miss Brenda, you find yourself standing at the window of an observation room conversing with the attending physician. Describe your character, please.
Miss Brenda is a plasmoid. So she could be amorphous or she could take a humanoid figure. And right now she's humanoid. She's got the nurse get up going on right now. She's kind of got, I would say, a little bit of an attitude. Every once in a while she'll throw off like a thaumaturgy gum snap because she doesn't have a mouth or teeth, so she doesn't chew gum. But
Has to make it out of some way.
if you can imagine a silly putty version of Fran Drescher, that's what I've got going on.
know who that is.
So let me ask you this.
The nanny.
Oh, okay. Got it. Oh, okay, that actually helps.
Yeah, you know who it is.
So is it like, so when she's in a nurse's uniform when she's like almost like a candy striper kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
I'm imagining her when she's in humanoid form. Does she have the big hair?
Absolutely.
Like big goo?
And the nails.
Big goo hair?
Big goo and
Yes.
like we're talking
100%.
like Peggy Bundy a little bit? Like,
Yeah, and very cinched in. You got to cinch it. So
What color is she?
pink. Pink. Yes.
Wow, we are opposite.
In the observation room is one Vivian DeCasper, whom you have cared for the last 2 years, since that morning that she had been, that she was attacked on the way to school, the school that you used to nurse at, right? The reason that you are here now and not at the school is that there was a significant disagreement between you and the dean, the headmaster, however whoever was in that situation, because while it was very high-end, while it was a very, prestigious school, the dorms are on campus. There's no reason this would have happened, should have happened. Vivian should not have been attacked this way, right?
Absolutely not.
And it should have not been business as usual. Got fed up with it. So, after the shuttle had left, carrying Vivian to the medical facility because her family had immediately responded and put the full force of their copious fortune behind the medical care necessary to help their daughter. Once you basically told the institution to kick rocks, you made your way to the Panacea Ward. So now you find yourself standing next to Dr. Omis Lax, who is a very large Gordo with brown fur streaked with white and a standoffish, businesslike demeanor. Well, it certainly is a shame that her parents had such an adverse reaction to the Lugosi treatment.
I mean, she's alive.
Yes, and it really is the only thing that could possibly have saved her. But you know how some of these rich families are.
We gotta have perfect air.
On that note, we look into the observation room, and Vivian, would you please describe your character as she is currently?
As she is currently, she has a very pale white skin. If you look more closely at her face, you'll notice that she has fangs. And she has very like shorter, shaggy black hair, very kind of tattered clothing, such like that. Definitely what you would not expect someone that used to come from a very prim and proper family to look as of now. She's very like slightly pointed ears as well, as she was a Nova elf. But now it no longer is. Now she is more of a Dompier, as is a space vampire.
With that, the doctor goes to step away and he goes, but the bills keep getting paid anyway, so. And then with that, he walks away.
Funny how they speak with their money.
So, you step into the room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been yeah, go ahead.
I think Brenda would walk up and she would say, "How you feeling, honey?"
Better than I did.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, right?
Yeah, it kind of still hurts all over.
I imagine it's going to be like that for a while, but there are some things we can do to help. Describe your pain.
With the smiley faces.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
With the smiley faces.
it's the pain we can manage. I'm more worried about your feelings.
Oh. So at this point in time, like we are like that discussion and stuff, her hearing about what her parents and stuff like that has happened.
So, it has been roughly a year since you've seen your parents.
Since then, okay.
Yes. It's been roughly a year since you've seen your parents. That discussion has already happened.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's been a year, while, so I guess I'm coping better. I guess it kind of helps that I'm not surprised
No.
that they did what they did.
I mean, you're their kid. I'm not here to judge a patient's family, but you're alive, you're healthy, you're doing better every day. I just don't understand. I'm not going anywhere. As long as it's in my control, I'm not going anywhere.
She doesn't say anything, she just holds you close.
Oh, that's sweet. During this amazingly sweet moment, there is a bang on the door.
Like an aggressive bang?
More like a.
Okay.
Just like eager.
Yeah, just like an
urgent.
eager
Urgent,
bang.
okay.
A very eager knock.
Should give you a little
Apologies.
pat and
Yeah.
go answer it.
The doctor pokes his very large head in because he's very tall, Gordo, long fur, and he pokes his head in and goes, "A very unusual thing just happened. If you would come with me, we'll both come with me, I guess, since you seem to be her legal guardian of some sort now. We don't really know how that works.
Okay, absolutely.
You should both come with me. There seems to be some manner of very large package that has arrived for Mr. Casper."
Package.
Yes.
Oh, are you ready?
I guess.
It's out on the tarmac.
Okay.
Oh. This is unusual, but I'll let's see what's going on.
He leads you through the hallways.
I'm going to stay very close to her.
Okay. All right. He leads you through the hallways. He leads you through the hallways of the Panacea Ward. It is a very, very high-end medical facility. So there's a lot of alien-looking technology, a lot of very weird-looking medical treatments going on. You yourself went through a very weird medical treatment to get to the point you are today. Pardon me.
Very experimental.
Very experimental. So he leads you through the facility, and he leads you out to onto the tarmac where ships come and dock. The private shuttles of the all of the clients, all of the patients and their families. And sitting there is it is not an ambulance ship. It is not doesn't seem to be like a family's limousine ship. It is a very high-end shuttle sitting there, a very high-end ship. I believe like the equivalent would be in the main campaign, like a Scimitar class. Is that like the Scimitar was very high-end, correct?
Yeah, I mean that's a singular ship
Right.
that was like very experimental, but yeah, like something large and could be
We're talking like a sports car or
Like
an
a sports
SUV?
car, cross like a sporty SUV.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
roll
like the like an Escalade.
Okay.
kind
but
of
you
thing.
know, a ship.
Like a ship, but fly in space.
Fly in space but has sails.
But yeah,
That's very important to me.
yes, absolutely. Egg in the chat. Please.
Perfect segue.
This feels like a psychic attack now.
So, and he leads you up to it, and as you both walk up to it, there is a small beam of light, and it goes over you both. And the doctor goes, "Well, it hasn't done that before." And the hatch drops down, and standing there is an old, decrepit-looking droid.
Oh gosh.
And he's standing there, and he goes, "Hey, how you doing?"
I'm gonna just kind of do one of these.
"Hey, are you Vivian?"
Who is asking?
Who's asking? "I'm Zephyr."
What can I glean about Zephyr?
Roll insight, please.
Oh gosh.
Have I ever seen Zephyr? Does that recall any memory?
That
Roll
is. Whew,
history.
that's a 25.
Oh my
25. So, what are you trying to understand about Zephyr? His
Does
intention?
it seem like it's coming from her parents? Does it seem like he's gonna stab her the minute I turn around?
Well, he does not have a knife. He is not.
But does he
drowned.
have pants?
But does he have?
Well, he is a droid, so no.
That's true.
But
That's fair.
he is about. And let me just jump back here. I sometimes get ahead of myself because I like to do the voices. He is about 4.5 feet in height. So yeah, he is also the building of him. It almost looks like held together with twist ties and bubble gum.
Like
It-
he was
this,
built in a
no.
bedroom on a sand planet.
exactly. but definitely not for litigious reasons.
right, that IP, squash that down.
Squash that down right real quick. But yeah, but he does have the only thing that really stands out about Zephyr is his ocular units,
Okay.
right? His eyes. They're very high tech, like very, very high tech. But you don't get any bad vibes from the guy.
Okay.
The
The
machine.
box doesn't look suspicious.
The what?
The box doesn't look suspicious at
What
all. That he came out of. Oh, it's
The
it's
hatch. It was a hatch that dropped down. I'm so
Got
sorry.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he goes, "Well, you see, your dad sent me
I rolled a 22 on mine.
on your history."
Yes.
Okay, so you remember a little bit, right? When your dad would go on business trips that would be a little more important and a little more, not all the business that your father did, he told your mother about. And when those business trips came up, you remember this flashes of this ship from your youth, and you remember flashes of this droid. Yeah.
So then I know it's to be trusted? Not
Well,
to be trusted in that?
He said, like he said, yeah.
Okay.
You remember something
Okay.
there, yes.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay.
yeah, he's not gonna.
So
He comes clanking down the little ramp as he's barely walking down. He goes, I'd like to welcome you aboard the Valkyrie. This is your dad's private ship. He sent it to you.
Why would he send that?
Well,
Why would he care?
and that's big. Hold on. And he reaches and he reaches and he unhooks a latch and he opens up and reaches into his chest and rustles around and you hear some clanking, and then he pulls out a note in a pristine white envelope. It shouldn't be this
Of
clean
course.
inside of this robot. It shouldn't be this clean. And then he hands it to you.
does he leave fingerprints?
No.
Oh. Not like human fingerprints, but like grease marks or
Greasy?
anything?
No, nothing.
Ugh.
Weird. But the note, when you unseal the letter, it says, "Your mother has always been a bit of an overreactor. This is as good a start as I can manage without her knowing."
Well, you've got some all right genes going on, at least. That's not the worst thing he could have done, I guess.
Oh wait, are you Miss Brenda?
Yes.
Oh wait, I got one for you too.
Oh,
And he
course.
reaches and he reaches to the other side of his chest and he opens up and reaches in and rustles around, almost like it's a different compartment.
okay.
And he reaches around and he pulls out another envelope.
Is this one pristine too?
No.
The hell.
And then he hands it to you. And when you open it, all it says is "thank you," and it has the access codes to an account with 50,000 credits in it.
Do I know how many credits are in at the time, or is that?
Well, when you access it.
Oh, when I
you
access
do
it, I'll find
access
out.
it, yes, there's 50,000. It says "thank you." Here's 50,000 credits.
Well,
Keep that easy. We'll just keep that easy.
Yeah.
that's certainly something.
Unexpected.
That's an understatement. You've got the jokes. You've got the jokes. you wanna, for a while. I've been bringing my adventure books. I love the adventure books. I read them to you sometimes. You want to go on an adventure?
Yeah.
Yay, we're going on adventures. I can't wait to go on adventures. By the way, I'm the pilot.
Oh, you're gonna be
Yeah, I'm gonna be
there.
there. I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you all the way. I'm the pilot. I don't know.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
He did a lot for my dad and stuff with business trips and all that. So
Yeah.
he may look rough, but I think
Yeah.
he's okay.
Get him a nice cut suit, maybe. Would that harm your?
Why would you? I'm a.
What
I don't
about
need
like
to-
a scrub down, maybe like a?
You want to? Do you want me to go and do a clean and then dip in a bath or something?
Well, I imagine probably dipping in a bath would be detrimental to your service.
It's
but
hard to keep, madam. It is hard to keep an acid bath on a spaceship.
she's healing and needs a nice, clean environment.
Well, we can discuss it on the way.
Okay,
I'm
all right,
sure.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
sure. And with that, he clanks.
I'm not gonna look a gift space horse in the mouth.
Give space horse.
What's a space horse?
Sports.
And then he clanks up the ramp.
Space horse. You're welcome.
On the back of the note, when you flip it over as you're walking up the ramp, there is a little note on the back as you flip it over from your dad. Don't get up to too many tricks.
Just nods to herself and it's on. And then
Very
she'll
well.
probably say to Miss Brenda, going on just like, Miss Brenda, with us, I guess, kind of starting anew. I want to change some things about me.
Yeah?
I want to fully embrace this new me.
Okay, all right. You know I love a makeover.
That I do. I used to look much worse. I do now. Call me Trix.
Tricks. It's got a bite to it. Pun unintended.
And like it's not like T-I-C-K, it's T-I-X-X.
I'm gonna have to jot that one down, but I like it.
Apologies. And with that, you guys walk up onto the Valkyrie. It seals. And you take off and fly away to adventures known.
I just want to watch them do this forever. That's so fun. I'm like grabbing Nina over here and shaking them. I'm so sorry.
That was really good.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's appropriate.
We were meant to be here.
And with that, we're going to cut back over to Zrab and Bwick.
Let's go.
Zrab and Bwick, after you left the asteroid, you guys got lost immediately.
So
you got lost so fast. So fast. So fast.
That
The
makes sense.
autopilot was like unprogrammable. And
And
I'm
even
like,
if it wasn't, we're clones of a man who hasn't left an asteroid and who knows
Yeah.
how long.
Absolutely.
That-
Absolutely. And on top of that, probably wasn't a pilot. Let's be honest with each other. You know, like probably wasn't a pilot. But luckily, you managed to aim the shuttle at a planetoid. Yeah, just like that.
Hard
You-
right.
Hard right. And there we go. You did manage to aim the shuttle towards a planetoid that is semi-tropical, life-sustaining, and not so terrible to live on. And it's been 6 months since you took a since you landed since you landed the shuttle, since you jointly landed collectively landed the
attempt was
shuttle
made.
there. If you would both indulge me, let's start with Zrab. Tell me what a day in the life of Zrab 6 months into the living on a jungle planet with Wick with a crashed from a ship crash.
Okay, so Zrab, when they had been packing up the shuttle, had made sure to grab the study involving themselves, as well as the axe, and and a few other things that he grabbed from the lab.
Did you keep the initial knife after
Yes.
the egg?
Oh, absolutely.
Egg knife,
It's
boom.
like a scalpel.
Egg in the chat, please.
Keep it coming.
Keep it rolling. But yeah, he's grabbed a bunch of stuff, and he's been doing research. So he'll wake up, get ready to go out and get some supplies and stuff. Kind of still figuring out what's like super edible and what's not. We found some safe foods. We poisoned ourselves a little bit one time.
I was gonna say, could you give me a survival roll, please? Could you both give me nature or survival, your choice?
Well, a survival's a 19.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Well, again, you are clones of a scientist.
Yeah.
You know,
We know that.
Yeah.
You know, he is not stupid.
I think the thing for like Bwick specifically is there was a couple beakers grabbed, and so it's like flame tests on stuff of being like, oh, that's a purple flame, that's definitely poisonous. We can't
Right,
eat
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
But if we cook this one long enough,
Exactly.
we'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a 12 on survival.
On survival. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna say you forage a little bit. You managed to track down a couple of local indigenous small species of animal, and learn how to trap them and
Yeah.
eat them.
Yeah.
If that is what you want to do,
For Zrab, yeah. I don't know if Bwick eats meat, but
We'll say like me, where I'm like, I'm a vegetarian for like dietary reasons. Like if I had to, it'd be fine.
I'd
so.
eat a dino nugget or two.
Yeah,
If push came to shove. If push came
Sometimes
to
I'm
shove.
really craving like some bacon. I'm like, all right,
I'll eat a bacon, egg,
yeah.
and cheese.
But so
You
like
know,
that's the thing I think with Bwick is like, no, you could go ahead, and then it's like a week and be like, okay, I need protein.
Okay.
Especially with the limited resources.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few scares, but mostly we're doing okay. But once the food situation is settled for the day, if it needs done, he will kind of steal away to work on this research. At first he had tried to get Bwick involved, but whether or not Bwick wanted to be that involved in this, yeah.
Bwick's trying to figure out how to play this lute.
Give me a performance roll.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I mean, I say oh God, but like.
Yeah, you should too, right?
Do you get a 1?
My
No.
question is,
Okay, that's a 10 with my +7.
but do you have fingers?
We got a
We have
little
normal, like we have like
claw
Claws.
fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like human adjacent.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
Oh, okay.
feathers, like feather here.
Yeah,
Okay,
feather
that
Do you
makes
think the
sense.
claws would make it easier to pluck a string?
Yeah, you don't need a pick. You just go,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem. Is like Bwick is like, okay, if I
You haven't come accustomed to them.
and like no, and then like it's out of tune and you can't tune instruments in humidity.
No,
You
you
can't.
can't. No.
So the attempt is consistently being made.
Well,
and
with
it's
it
just
not with a 17, you can't. No, not with a 17, you can't. I'm sorry.
No, that was a 10.
You said we were
12.
+7.
No.
+7. I had a 4 +7.
Oh, I thought you said
yeah.
you had a 10
no.
+7.
So it's 10 total.
Oh, then you
11.
definitely
Yeah,
can't
no.
tune in
Sorry,
humidity.
thank
No,
you.
not at
11
all.
You
total.
definitely can.
No,
Definitely can't.
no,
No,
you
not at
can't.
all.
But like in general, you can't tune instruments in humidity.
Yeah, I mean, like as a rule. Yeah.
As a rule, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
Zrab has been doing this research, and though Bwick does not want to be involved, Zrab has, in this 6 months, stumbled on something they think it's kind of important, but they're trying to figure out how to break it to Bwick because it's also kind of depressing.
Well, today might be that day, Zrab. Quick,
Might
what are you
be.
doing?
Oh, lounging, trying to play the lute, and then like giving up, but then trying again, and then like humming a little tune. Like, no, I don't think that one's it.
So for 6 months, Bwick has just been chilling,
Reinventing music
Just-
theory.
vibing.
Yeah, vibing, gardening.
Oh,
I think like once we started figuring out the foraging situation, Bwick was like, okay, well, we want to be able to duplicate this without having to consistently go outside of. I assume we made the shuttle our base.
Right, yeah.
Right. So being like, okay, and then the sand in this area seems to hold this. So like botany, getting really into the science of the plants, but it seems very chill and very calm and very like. There's not a lot of input, but it's like you wanted some food on your table, right? We got that going.
but the flip side of that is like sometimes during that 6 months, like Zrab's out there just like sprinting through the jungle, like jumping from tree to tree, like doing real feral stuff.
Bwick's like, oh, can I do that? Like does a little hop and like, no.
Trips over himself.
Mario jump.
I
and then
think when
stop.
Zrab isn't around and running through the forest, Bwick tries to do like martial arts, like no.
So it's secret karate.
Secret
Bwick's
karate.
doing secret karate.
Gave up after 3 months. Like tried consistently for 3 months to be like, okay, if I tone, if I condition, I can do this. And is like, I hate this so much, I'm not doing it.
Bwick's secret karate sessions.
For 3 months and then it's like, I'm done. So it's a lot of vibing because I think the thing that Zrab might not recognize, at least because of all the external stimuli, is Bwick is thinking, is like cultivating these thoughts. And like there is like some philosophy I think about it, but Bwick is trying to break down the like, okay, the philosophy played a role in the process of the creation. Knowing that there are no original thoughts, right, or the concept of it, because obviously Zrab Bwick was not on a tropical planet, so
Right.
there are new experiences to be had, but some of the old thought processes must have been the same, and the process was not just, oh, scientific, logical, let me see if I can do this. We're both part of the same person, so there must have been, I am an emotional, creative person. There must have been a creative process to this. So thinking of like, if I was not me, how would I go about cloning me?
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a lot of, it's just a lot of this, right? But it's like, it seems like
The numbers are like flying across your screen.
but from the outside perspective, it's just, you know, Buick being like, you know,
Like shower thoughts without the shower.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Zrab, while Wick's lounging, please.
Hey. I gotta talk to you about something.
Yeah.
Okay. You know how I've been looking through Zrabwick, the professor? I've been looking through his research.
Yeah, you got all the notes that we could grab.
Yeah. Well, I found a pretty big one that
Big note or big discovery or something you put together that.
it's something that he'd put together
Uh-huh.
that was the main reason that he didn't activate the protocol himself.
Got it.
Okay. He sits down because you were already sitting
Yeah.
down, so he
Yeah.
sits down.
I've made I
need to sit down for this.
I've made some kind of chair
I
out
need
of
to
like
sit.
tree branches or
Not
something.
Take
It's
off
a
your
hammock.
socks,
It's a
'cause they're about to
hammock
be
with a
knocked.
little like palm leaf
that.
umbrella.
Yeah,
So you
so
want to get in here with me, or you want to sit on the ground?
I'm gonna stay on the ground for now.
All right,
Hold on.
swinging back and forth.
He's like, okay,
All right.
we are going to die.
Yeah, we all are. That's how life
No.
works, baby.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you wanted me to say. Something
my God, this
unexpected.
guy.
Oh no, we're gonna die.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's what I said when I read it. But
Oh,
it's
well.
okay. No, I'm
You
sorry.
good?
Let me explain it better.
Okay.
We are going to die very, very soon. I was looking through the notes
Yeah.
and looking at cell deterioration and whatnot. And the science complicated. It's metaphysical as well as physical. It might even be magical. Functionally, we cannot live longer than the professor did.
Natural or based off of the life circumstances? Because I don't know how he died.
Me neither. So I guess we don't know,
Well, yeah, that's true.
which makes it even worse. We know when he died.
Yeah.
We can determine how long he lived if we find that information. But we don't know. Maybe we can figure out how he died. We'd have to find that person that brought us back. The point is, it can't be much longer.
And how are you talking, like tomorrow? Or
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. You can look at the papers and I'm sorry. I hid this information and I stalled out. I couldn't keep reading it, which is why I figured I might as well tell you, because you seem to take things so well.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not processing any of it, but that's all right. In one ear, out the other. Oh, I mean, I've got the general concept, but it's like,
Right.
oh, we can decide that later.
But we can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're all gonna die someday.
This guy.
This infuriating.
Zrab is like sweating.
Oh, no.
And they're like, okay. One sec. He storms off, very much grumpy, and comes back with his arms full of papers and drops them on you in the hammock.
Okay. Now, this is not how you can read. You messed up the order of all the pages. Did you even
can
number these pages?
Yes,
Oh,
I did.
I see. Oh, I
This
see.
isn't how
now.
you deliver a thesis at all.
You would know this. What are you up to? All right.
Look,
Well,
you're
I'm-
my peer. Review it. I am going to go and do something for myself for once, and I would appreciate it. I'm doing this. I did all of this for both of us because it affects both of us, and I would appreciate a little help. And I'm sorry I'm so upset, but I just am really overwhelmed, and I don't know where else to go with it. Please.
All right.
Thank you, Professor.
Is it
And-
still peer reviewed? You're the same person.
You're the same person.
Yeah.
Are you your own peer?
He says, "Thank you, Professor," like through gritted teeth.
Yeah, God, fucking hell.
And goes, "I'm gonna go mix some chemicals that probably shouldn't be mixed to calm down."
That's a good way to cope.
So Zrab storms off,
healthy.
and Wick genuinely like reads the papers. Is not like being as flippant as he was when all of them came tumbling down. Right, like actually gets out of the hammock and sorts it all out. And if there was anybody there, obviously it's just the two of them, I assume, because otherwise we would have grabbed people
Right.
involved. You would see that Wick kind of does the same thing as before, like with the numbers right in front of the face, swoosh, 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 and
Can some of it be like green, like
Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta sci-fi
absolutely.
it.
every time it's different. It's
Yeah.
just like a screed of different.
It's just so many things. And the feathers kind of start to like puff up a little bit, and you can see like bits of magical sparks like coming off. And takes a minute, and then like settles back down, and goes to gather them all up and goes to find Zrab. I assume in the shuttle.
Yeah, in the shuttle.
Okay.
Yeah, sitting with like different vials of different colors,
Yeah.
all organized in front of them, and there is one that's like mostly empty that he's got it under like this big chemistry setup, and there's one tiny vial at the very end, and there's colorful liquid dripping into it one drip at a time, and he's watching it very intently and taking deep breaths.
It's your calming meditation. And comes and like just very gently like,
Sorry I yelled at you.
I'm sorry I made it seem like not a big deal. I did not think about how we are different,
We are, aren't we?
which is not, that shouldn't be,
But it is.
but it is.
But it is.
And that means he was wrong. These notes say we should be exactly the same. We should be having the same conversations. We should be saying the same words. We should be thinking the same things. And the theory obviously is for 5. I don't know why 5. It's too many.
That is too
That
many.
is way too
I would
many.
argue that 2 is too many.
2 is too many. For this process should not have gone more than 1. Anyways, I digress. Obviously, the professor had some issues that we have or don't have. No idea. Anyway,
No, we're perfect. We have no issues.
no issues, clearly. My point is that we can look further into it.
All right.
There's science that yet to be discovered, because we shouldn't be different. We should be the same, which means we need to study ourselves.
All right.
And if we study ourselves, we can change the outcome. Potentially.
Potentially.
And if not, listen, we weren't even supposed to exist. So I think we're doing pretty good on that plane as far as how long we're living. I'm just saying, like, if the expected lifespan of us was 0, we're like way past that.
Yeah,
so
we're like 6 months past
we're
that.
6 months. We're babies. I don't like that thought. Don't say that again. No.
As the intelligent babies come to these mind-churning conclusions, the shuttle systems weren't all destroyed when you landed, right? Well, landed. We'll call it that. So one of them was sensor arrays, right? That sensor array picks up, for the first time in 6 months, an approaching ship. And with that, we're going to cut to the Valkyrie. This is an easy job. Apparently, there's some missing geneticist supposed to be crashed a shuttle out this way. And no one else really takes this stuff because it's like 2 out of the way, but everyone deserves help, right? Right. So, you made your way out towards this asteroid belt, where this planet, with this jungle planetoid. And as you're approaching, do you guys send up some sort of beacon?
Which one of us is more technical as far as like?
I think you
Okay,
probably.
That's what I was thinking, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to like just
No,
make an
that-
assumption.
that's-
So
yeah.
so there is like that moment, and it's immediately like, all right, I'm gonna try to. Oh, I wish that he had studied something that had more to do with flying a shuttle and like like pressing buttons and like
Frustration.
Can I do something
We
to
have
help?
go out and light some on fire. Go blow
Got
it up.
it.
Thank you. And then like
I know how to do that.
We're gonna flash over here. Hey, I think there's something on fire down there.
What, is this,
There's
is
like a
it-
bit. I am getting a signal. It is a distress beacon. It looks like it's been running for about 6 months automated, but also there's something really big on
is
fire down
the
there.
Fire related?
I couldn't tell you, but you know, it's near the signal, so
Well, I
I can
I
take it
am
down.
not good
You want
with
me to
fire.
You want me to put it next to the fire?
Please don't put me next to the fire. I don't know if you are aware of this, but
Will you melt?
I will melt. I will dry out.
What the fuck? Do you
I
melt?
Dry out. I gotta be hydrated. I don't melt. It's the opposite. It's the opposite.
You harden?
Yeah, into a powder.
Dry skin isn't good for you.
No, it's
All right, I'll put
skin
it.
is.
All right. So just as a reminder, the task, because again, you guys you're flush with money. You're getting. It's baby steps getting into this pirate gig, right? You know, and helping people's important. So when you land, you're looking for a single geneticist.
Do we know
The ramp lowers.
what he looks like? We have like a
All you heard was bird-like.
Okay.
I also have a question. From
Yeah.
what this this setting is at,
Yes.
how long has it been since like when we like
I'm gonna
left?
say probably call it a month.
Just a month?
Just
Okay.
a month.
Well, I can
You're-
change in a month.
Yeah, you're
How
kind
about
of
someone?
flying around, getting the feel for being, you know, out on a ship in the big old vast
big blue
stars. You
world.
know, the big. You're out in the world. You're doing the damn.
Doing the adventure.
Doing the thing. You're strong, independent. Don't need nobody. You're out
Got it.
there doing it. So, but yeah.
Dad.
But basically, it's like one of those things. It's like you're starting small, softball stuff. Go out towards, you know, geneticist disappeared out on a jungle planet. That
Sounds
seems-
like a vacation.
Yeah. Maybe it's some waterfalls, you know?
I love a waterfall.
Who doesn't
I
love a
like.
waterfall?
I gotta stay hydrated.
Who doesn't love a waterfall?
gotta stay
I don't love a
hydrated.
waterfall. I'm made basically of like
We're like
old
the
rust.
opposite. I gotta be wet constantly, and if you get wet at all, it's
I'm gonna put
bad.
us next to the fire now.
next to the.
What did I just say?
And then he lands, puts it down,
So
and
I
the
gotta get
ramp
like a little
lowers.
spray bottle, and I
Okay.
do one of these before.
You two are at the top.
Yeah.
You two are at the bottom.
Yeah.
Are you a geneticist?
I don't know if I call myself
Straight
a
to the point.
geneticist. I think at this point, I think that's a bit of an
I think it's an oversimplification.
yeah of a like, you know, because we've become more varied.
Yeah, we've
I
taken
was
our
told to find one bird-like geneticist.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's super dead.
Real
I
dead.
think we're late.
Oh no, not on. I mean,
Did you
not
kill
on,
him?
Not on this planet. No,
Us?
I'm
No.
no. He was dead before we woke up.
Yeah.
Insight.
Just like how they're straight up telling the truth, just like, hey, this guy's dead, and you're like,
Oh,
I don't
he
know.
died while you were like napping.
Wait, where's my insight?
No idea.
Napping is a
11.
oversimplification.
Yeah.
Oh
You
no!
can't tell. You can't tell. I'm sorry.
It's because we talk like this.
We're too matter of fact.
Is the distress beacon yours?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so like, but you're not. Do we have the name?
Doctor?
Professor.
Professor?
But I have it written down. Does Brenda know it?
yes.
Yes, we would.
Zrabwick.
Are
Zrabwick.
are you related to or in cahoots with Dr. Professor
not
Right.
use the
No,
word
Rabway.
No, cahoots. Related is, I think, also an oversimplification
Yeah.
of it.
That's
It's
subjective.
subjective.
It's
How do
really
you? I mean,
subjective,
how does
but-
one really consider with like DNA and
Right,
Then
exactly.
it's like we are in distress though. If you would be as kind as to help with that.
Yeah.
Just to be clear,
All right.
you're in distress.
Yes,
Swabnik is not here.
And anywhere he's dead.
you
and,
did.
and anywhere he's dead before you woke up from
Right.
your nap.
Yes. Yeah,
wanna pick
nap.
It's your call.
I love to start with
your
like,
shuttle,
and
it's
we
your
woke
droid,
up
it's your
from a nap,
call."
and then we were alive.
It was a long nap.
That's a long nap. Well, it's a
eternal nap.
No, that's the opposite.
Wait,
that
I
would
don't
be.
know what's going on.
I don't either. That's why I
Wait,
haven't
all right,
said
let me help. Okay.
Let you help.
Do you want
Yeah, dude.
Please, just one of you, one at a time.
Okay, I rolled for charisma, and I rolled a 2.
and I rolled a 17. So
how? I'm the bard.
and I have a -1 to
What is
charisma.
Oh my god, I have a +4.
All right.
So I rolled a
I'm
6.
just along for the ride.
I'm gonna say it. We are genetically the same as Professors, right, Wick? Because we are clones.
Philosophically, no, you were gonna do it later.
I was.
Yeah, but
we
philosophically,
Are we
not
familiar
the
with the
same.
concept of clones? Things like that, all that?
Well, it's not exactly. It's still, cloning isn't exactly
Legal?
Yeah, I was going to say.
cloning's never legal.
By the
I'm not
government. It's
unfamiliar with
purely,
experimental
purely
medical.
hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Okay, but we know it is a thing that exists.
Oh, I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like
It could. I mean,
In
it's all-
theory.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very theoretical. I feel for me
I mean,
personally.
cloning exists now.
So is it kind of like
So-
a now thing where like it's not out of the realm of possibility, but,
But
like,
it's like unlikely, yeah. I
Yeah.
think if I walked up to you, me, Brittany, and said I'm a clone, you'd be like, do you need
I
some
doubt that
medication?
sincerely.
Yeah, right, exactly. So like that kind of concept is what I'm picturing of like, you know what that means, but like unlikely.
Okay.
So like you could immediately be like, no.
Slightly more likely when you're looking at two identical people.
But we do
But
look
we
a
could be
little. We do
twins.
look a little different.
So in my mind, you're just like mischievous siblings. You say you're related. You say he's dead. If you need help, we can help. We can help.
I'm here to turn a new leaf, so sure.
Great, because we did factually crash.
Factually crash.
We crashed.
As opposed to fictionally crash.
No, it
Or
would be like
theoretically,
I think would be-
figuratively.
yeah, or
no,
like philosophically. I don't know.
yeah.
Can you philosophically crash?
Isn't that what I
shit?
did this morning?
Yeah. Well, you crashed your
In the
whole-
ship,
Yeah.
philosophically.
Yeah.
Would
well,
you? Are you looking to be taken somewhere? Or you just
Off this planet, please.
I can do that.
Well, I want to go get. If we're gonna leave, I want to go grab at least one of those plants because that was like a lot. That was 6 months worth of
You
work.
did, yeah, no, it's a very beautiful plant as well. I
Well,
wanna
it's a
keep
whole
it.
garden. Did you not see the whole garden of them? Or was
I
it
saw.
just-
No, I saw them. I
Okay.
just have a favorite. But you can
Oh.
see
Suffer.
Oh, wait, wait. Let me
Make
guess.
room for two more.
Purple.
Yeah, there's plenty of room, but I don't know about a garden. I don't.
But could you have a pot to put the plant in?
I'm sure I could fashion something.
Yeah, I got.
I made a whole chair. Well, hammock technically.
That's very crafty. I like to be
Roll
crafty.
nature to fashion a pot, please.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. God. So 6.
Oh, babe, why are
I'm
you
so
rolling
bad. But I have so many pluses, so that's a 9. I'm
To fashion a pot. You
yeah,
managed to
where's my
fashion like a
dice jail.
what's you put in a baby in it?
That's
Is it
okay. I'm
papoose?
putting it in the pot.
I don't know.
What's that called? You put a baby.
Oh, like a baby
papoose?
Bjorn?
A baby Bjorn?
Yeah.
You managed to fashion one baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
And you can fit probably a quarter of your garden.
Oh, great. I was just gonna try to grab one, so like I'm like, oh, well, there's some plenty of room in here. All right, I'm gonna put this one in there, and this one is like,
She
Now
shows
you've
up with a
gotta
sash
name
full of
the
plants.
plants.
Or he shows up with a sash full of plants. And he's like,
yeah, like,
We've been meaning to decorate.
Yeah.
oh no, these are for eating.
Well, they can
Oh,
look pretty
it's that
and
kind.
functional.
I mean, like-
It's
That's
not
true.
either or.
It's true. Well, I don't think I've ever considered that. Well, I mean, we've been stranded here for 6 months,
It's
and so
been
it's just
strictly utilitarian.
functional.
Are you hungry?
I mean, I don't.
I'm always hungry.
Well,
Let me grab some bottles, and he goes into the into the ship and comes out with like a bandolier that's got a bunch of different colorful bottles in it. And he's like, all right, I'm good. That's all I needed.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab that loot, even though it's shot to hell. And the humidity did a number on that guy. I think what I'd rather prefer is to like find a way to technically put it in the same kind of like glove situation.
Oh, like so that just your hands do all the work?
Yeah,
and
because I already know, and then I could tune it precisely. Because then all you would have to like.
All right. Well, we can keep. If
Well,
you
I'm gonna go grab
the loot.
it. He goes and grabs the loot.
Okay.
Well, we can do like a tour.
Well, this
All right. Can you start with what the hell that thing is? And he points at Zephyr.
This is our pilot.
I'm a pilot. I drive the ship like a.
He's very greasy.
I can see.
I wouldn't call it grease. I would call it well maintained. It's been a month now. I'm not greasy. You know, you've seen me maintaining.
You've improved a little.
I'm so sorry.
You're a greasy little
Right
boy.
off the track. Right off the track.
What a greasy
You're
little
greasy
boy.
little boy.
Welcome to Hell This Experience.
Right off the track.
Threw me right off.
Yeah, threw me right.
I'm not greasy. What are you talking about?
Agree to disagree.
There is.
The point
on
is
the
he's
Zephyr-
helpful.
On the Zephyr. On the Valkyrie, there are actually rooms for about 5. Right? There's a very small cargo hold. There is a communal eating area where food can be kept, but not really like so much as like a garden room. Like there's no place to sling plants. But I'm sure you could figure something out. But really,
Reaches into a drawer, takes a silverware tray, dumps it out, and puts it on the counter and puts dirt in it and starts
this
putting
is
the
for
plants in it.
Plants go here.
You're welcome to do that, but can you find a new home for the silver?
Oh, they can go back in the drawer.
That would be dirty.
The absolutely empty socket of the drawer just throws it in.
Let's put all
might regret
puts
this.
all of the silverware
Okay.
in the back in the drawer. Like all you got, get it. I mean, you have any kind of like scrap metal, you can just like make a little divider. That's all you got to do.
This ship was basically meant for high-end transport. Like
Wix says no.
It's basically meant for high-end transport.
Like a yacht.
You're just ripping stuff off the walls.
Yeah.
No,
If you're gonna do anything else, ask one of us first.
Is it?
She makes the decisions. I'm just here to.
Well, like they can ask you and you can come tell me.
That's yeah.
Chain of command.
All right.
Got it.
Apologies, we're babies. Apparently, we just found that out the other day. So that was a fun revelation.
Now let me ask you this: have you ever been hit on the head?
Have you? I wasn't around you 24/7.
Well,
I know I've been hit on the head.
Oh, what? How?
I
What?
fell out of a tree.
I have a tree.
Yeah.
Wait, why'd you not tell me you fell out of a tree?
Huh?
Huh?
I don't think collective amnesia is a thing. No, collective
We
amnesia.
turned into weird little gremlins.
You weren't lying about the gremlin. Okay. So
You know what? I don't apologize.
it's fine.
You were warned.
It's
You were
fine.
warned.
So so that's how the crew all meets. So you pick up a couple of weirdos.
Takes over and
A
moves
couple of weirdos.
around.
So basically, we're gonna take it from there, and we're gonna kind of hop around a little bit. The Valkyrie travels around the galaxy system, doing jobs. Not so much the bad stuff, but jobs that folks really aren't inclined to take. Like pirates aren't inclined to take things that help people. Maybe not so much bounty hunters so much as bounty helpers.
Bounty helper.
Bounty helpers.
Yes.
Egg
Thanks
in
for
the chat,
calling the
please.
Valkyrie. This is our bounty helper line.
Yeah. The Valkyrie takes a lot of work out of a small, basically off the grid space station called Vesta Terminal. It's set away. It's kind of like a refuge, like a safe zone for like pirates, like a place where everybody does business, but nobody Nobody stabs in the back. It's like a safe zone. I don't know what I can reference. I don't know what I can't reference. So I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna-
like, you can reference anything for people that watch the campaign.
right, but I'm not talking about.
I know, I
I mean, other
know, I
things.
know.
It is a neutral zone where folks do business. But there's a lot of business that the Valkyrie does through there through various contacts. So for this next part, we're actually going to pick up after a mission. We're going to pick up after a fairly boring mission, and after a very boring mission where the
Got it.
Valkyrie
A mission,
nailed
if
it.
you
Good job.
Nailed it. You threw me all the way off. I derailed
Sorry,
so
we got
hard.
into gremlin territory.
It's all right. It's all right. Basically, after a very boring mission where the Valkyrie escorted a shuttle full of refugees from a cataclysm on one planet to another, basically just watching, walk with me kind of thing. But nothing happened. Nothing exciting. Really easy stuff, which is why people don't take this shit. You guys, the Valkyrie stopped on Vesta Terminal to. You guys are kind of just there to refuel, re-equip, kind of thing. And Trix and Zrab. Trix and Zrab, there is a place on Vesta Terminal called Rumpus. Rumpus. Trix, it's been a few months, right? It's been a few months. You've always been good with fencing. You've always been good at fencing. And lately, you haven't actually had a chance to really get some aggression out, kind of thing. And Zrab, you just gotta, there's no trees. There's no trees at all. Rumpus is a bar on Vesta Terminal that caters to pirates. Now, the thing about a neutral zone full of pirates is that blood's up. Blood's up all the time. Blood's up.
Shoulder
Egg in the
checks.
chat, please.
Egg in the chat.
I don't know if anyone heard me earlier.
Blood in the
I said it,
chat.
mighty monkey. So, in the middle, in the center of this bar, is a perpetual bar fight.
Oh.
It's just a perpetual bar fight. You ever see a cartoon where there's that cloud
Yeah.
where there's just fists and heads
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff coming
Yes.
out of it?
Is it like a sanctioned, if you win, you win money kind of? Or
No.
is it just like
A
rumble?
This is
Permanent
a rumble.
rumble.
It's a
Just a
rumpus.
A rumpus, if you
A
will.
rumpus rumble.
It's a rumpus, if you will.
There we
But-
go.
Oh my god.
Basically, and so basically, during the rumpus, this is not the first time you two have been in rumpus. Etiquette in rumpus is as such. You can't just fly off the handle, and mostly you can't just, grab someone and get after it. There has to be some. Oh, yes.
What's the rule with magic?
Magic.
Yes.
It's usually just for getting it out of your system. But
Okay.
if you want to use magic to enhance your
Not against the general societal acceptance.
societal acceptance,
rumpus.
because Zalarians aren't in the picture,
No.
there's no law.
Got it. I didn't know
Ain't
if
no laws when there's no
bad guys.
laws.
I was asking more.
Good effort.
Good job. I was asking more about politeness, right? Like
Oh.
if you're in this
Nobody
general.
cares.
Okay, I just wanted to
Nobody
make
cares.
sure.
It's not pointed out.
Okay.
But no one's casting fireball in the middle of the
Right.
rumpus.
That,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be too much. No, I
one's
found it
casting
rude.
fireball. But the etiquette goes as such. One cannot just grab a dude and heave him into the rumpus. One must engage with,
with some manner. There must be some manner of slight. So this time, when you guys enter, two large crystalline lizard folk, very large crystalline lizard folk, come walking up. They recognize you both from before. They saw you in the rumpus last time. They didn't get a chance, and they both walk up, tower over both of you. Because I imagine these. How big are you?
5'4".
5'4". And how big are they?
What, like 5 at most?
Oh, okay. So we didn't go small.
Little one.
At most, we could go small.
No, I think we were like,
I'm so for smoking.
no.
Small birds.
No, I think.
Anyway,
No,
so about 5 foot apiece. About
Yeah.
5 foot 5, 5 foot. Okay.
Yeah.
These things are 7 feet tall, and they both walk up, and they saw you throw down last time you were here, and they walk up, and they both very gingerly step on your toes, and then they both go towards the rumpus.
Do we need to react in an overdramatic way for this to like go, or do we
No,
just gotta go for
you
it?
just
Okay.
you just
That was
just
it?
just react in a manner, but like that's yeah.
Wherever Brenda is, she's just got that like, I'm gonna need my first aid kit real soon.
I'd say and react is because again, this has been a few months since we all got together. We've been here a few times,
Yeah,
so
you've
we're
been
used to the
here.
environment.
It's
Okay.
been like again, you've been on a long flight.
Yeah.
You know, like
How
doing
long have we
nothing.
been a crew at this point?
Oh, again, let's call it another 6 months.
6
Oh.
months. Okay, cool. Because
So
then
we're
I'd say
like
like
comfortable.
in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
time, like
Yeah.
Trix
Got a
had talked
rapport.
with Brenda and stuff that
we're doing
she's
building, guys. We're doing.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Trix is like been wanting to like re-identify yourself and
Yeah.
stuff. So in those 6 months
Yeah,
through
you've
like
really, you've really been branching out. You're learning
Yeah,
from
so-
these people that you
yeah,
would,
clearly-
would never.
Lessons all around.
Lessons all around. Would
but
never have.
but she's definitely learned a lot from Strab from being here and is more than happy to engage. So like as she's gonna be entering, she like unsheathes her rapier and things like that, and then next to her she will call up a like it looks all like glitchy and distorted for a second, but then there's now like a clone of her now there to
Nice.
enter in
Nice.
to the rumpus.
The
Nice.
clone is going in.
No, the both. We're the Trix and then her avatar.
Trix
I would
got
say
double
with her.
teamed.
Oh.
It's super.
I don't know. Maybe it's the bartender.
It's the shaking, yeah, the shaking the
Oh,
cocktail.
there is a bar. I was like, what is that?
It's the bartender. We're very close to the bar.
Yeah, I bet that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Drab?
Yeah.
Are you engaging?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As he sees Trix get ready, Zrab also. What?
I'm just putting Wick is putting a hand on Zrab and is,
Are we all there?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's just the two of you.
Got
You-
it.
only
Why?
The two of you went to
The two
Rumpus.
of us.
Yeah.
So where are we? So you just get a premonition.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we-
Yeah,
are we
first
on the
years
ship?
Get ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
So you get a premonition and I'm like,
as you get
It's like a simultaneous.
close,
We're just like.
as you unsheath your sword and you're ready to go, Zrab also kind of like flicks his hands both, and like his claws seem to get longer, almost like he's like a cat. Like they unsheath it as well before he also ducks into the rumpus.
Let's go.
Rumpus time.
So tell me, one cool thing you do to someone in the Rumpus.
Okay.
Tell me one cool thing you do to someone in the Rumpus, because for the sake of time,
Yeah, totally,
we're
totally.
barreling towards it.
You go first.
Okay, I'd say like as Trix is making her way and stuff like that, rapier at the ready and stuff. She gets all like poised
Yeah,
and
that-
ready
that
from
rock
all of her.
dude, that rock dude squares up.
Yeah.
He gets ready, and it looks like his fists are kind of glowing. And he's standing. He's, all right, give me your best shot.
Okay, she'll just kind of try to be a little all like tricksy and stuff. Not pun intended, but okay. Well, she just kind of like try to like flicks her sword, then like, hey, what's that? And then I don't know if he like turns it out, it just kind of be like that avatar that is like made of herself is like appeared to the other side and stuff like that, and then like with that it makes a strike at him, and then when that is like distracted stuff like that, she does all of her like maneuvers and stuff.
Okay. So he basically like you shift avatar form on the other side, like just a copy of you that's like staticky kind of thing to the other side, and you start striking from either side.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, what is what is going on? He's catching it from now.
Not a whole lot of intelligence going on.
I mean, no. I mean, he's a big galoot.
Pull someone into the rumpus zone. Are you kidding me?
No. But between the speed of the strikes and you hopping around him, very acrobatically, he goes down. He goes down. He manages in his stupor to try to like spin around and knock, keep swinging at both. He manages to land one hit on the side of your shoulder that is pretty sore, but
In the shuttle. What? What's wrong?
Where's the first aid kit?
You're the one that put it there.
I know, but I can't remember.
Okay.
But
breathe.
ultimately, you send this dude he ends up crawling out of the rumpus because it's death by 1,000 cuts. Well, not death. You don't. There's no killing in the rumpus. That's important. That's
you.
Why are you looking at me?
And then as like that ends or whatever, she
That's
just
important blood dice.
she goes to just sheath back into her
And then just
rapier,
walk
and then
over to the bar.
well, that she brings the avatar over. It just kind of leans up on her shoulder, just like. And
Finishing
that's how it's
move.
done. Yeah. And then walks on away.
Okay. All right. Zrab.
Zrab. So Zrab's going toe to toe with this other 7-foot
Big
crystal
dude,
lizard.
Big dude. He pulls out a cudgel. Like
Ooh.
Big old club.
This is some Looney Tunes shit. So
What are you doing?
Zrab attempts to kind of run around this guy and come at him from underneath, but as he slides between the guy's legs, the guy like grabs him in the face and like lifts him up.
Yeah.
And Zrab, in a moment of like kind of this being the moment where he's like, okay, it's okay for me to go all out now. He takes this little injection gun out of his, still dangling from this man's grasp, and plugs it into his leg. And as he injects this like neon green liquid into himself, his tail, which is usually a fluffy bird-like tail, kind of grows and elongates to more like a lion tail sort of thing with the tuft on the end, and the feathers harden into almost like this club, and he swings it around and smacks this guy in the head, which gets him to let go as he kind of spirals through the air and lands superhero style in front of the guy.
One of those like fist down.
Yeah, fist down.
One knee on
One knee on the
Black
ground.
Widow.
Tail,
Yes, exactly.
tail makes a whip cracking sound as he kind of stabilizes with a kind of wild grin on his face.
That's awesome.
Trix is over on the side.
They bow to you and then walk up to the bar next to you.
That's fantastic. The dude's out cold. He's all the way out cold in the middle of the rumpus.
As you're coming over, and
As you're
Trix
coming
is just
over,
over
the
there
dude,
and
the
stuff
other
like
guy
that, just
is
Fist
like
bump.
the other rock lizard is like nursing his wounds, not even worrying about the other guy. But that
I gotta worry about
dude's
myself.
face down like
Clean up in
Abe
aisle
Lincoln.
3.
like all the way face down. Okay, so yeah, we find you two at the bar.
I kind of, when I was up there, gave me a real good view of your, like, both sides in that. That was real cool.
Thanks.
So
Thanks.
sorry,
I've
I'm out of breath.
been working on that. Been practicing.
Well, it's coming together real nice. Seems very effective.
But what's the?
You
what's
like
that?
it? I've been working on it. So, I already got the claws, and sometimes I got the teeth, but I thought I'm really underutilizing my fifth limb, so to speak.
Oh. Alright.
Some creatures in nature have what they call prehensile tails. I thought I could get myself one, and I was right.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, a lot of words just to say tail get long and I punch someone with it.
Tail punch.
Tail punch.
Tail punch.
Well, glad to see we're getting some new tricks under our sleeves then.
I see what you did there.
Maybe this name was a little bit of a mistake because I don't think I can ever use that word that
I
way.
think
I think
it's on brand. It cultivates a strong sense of person. I wish I had that. You smile.
Okay, you know what? I take back what I said. You're right.
Yeah, but no, I think that this will come in handy. in more life-threatening situations.
Yeah, I think so. You know, like you mentioned, like your teeth and stuff, and like, you know, like I got these
Yeah,
going on now.
do you ever? I've never seen.
No,
you
I
just
haven't
go
gotten
for
to
someone.
yet, but
you
I'm-
should. You should
I
if you're
want to.
comfortable. Definitely utilize that.
I want to.
Hell yeah.
Miss Brenda, an urgent message comes over your screen.
Yeah.
Back at the thing, the ship. That's not the thing. It's
There is a ship in the future.
and it is a thing.
Yes.
But on the ship, your panel at the wherever you're sitting, an urgent message pops up for you.
Okay.
You open it.
Yeah.
It says, "To be continued."
Oh my God! You brought me That was
You've got the
smooth.
spirit down, my
You like that?
man.
You like that?
That was smooth.
So hey everybody, thank you so much for watching Health Hits. Right, I'm doing right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, just this guy. Just that right there,
This
yeah.
guy right here. Hey, thank you so much for watching Health Hits Experience. What's the special thank yous?
Just
That's we're good.
we can't. Oh, you can say whatever you would
Oh
like.
well, thanks. Thank you guys for playing. Thanks for going
Yeah,
along
thanks.
with everything tonight.
And we get to do it again
And
next
we get
week.
to do it again next week. Join us for more adventures with the crew of the Valkyrie. So with that,
Special thanks to Community Access Media, please and thank you.
specifically that.
Yeah, because we
All
wouldn't
right.
be here without them.
So with that, thank you very much. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. And then we do this. Bow, 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 bow.
Oh.
Bow, bow, bow.
Pew, pew, pew.